Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Generation in Between, a Xennial Podcast, where we remember, revisit, and sometimes relearn all kinds of things from being 80s kids and 90s teens.
Yes, I was just going to say, hello.
Yes.
I'm Katie.
And I'm Danny.
In case you're listening for the first time.
Yes, and welcome. And today we are finishing something we started a couple weeks ago, which was answering listener questions. And I think we only have like 4 or 5 left in our little bag.
Awesome.
And I was like so impressed with our last time we did this.
What do you mean?
I was
I
was impressed with the varied questions our listeners sent us.
Yep.
And then I was impressed with our answers.
Wow.
I was.
You're just patting us on the back right now. Like we were really good on
Well,
that episode, guys.
well,
really good.
I mean, because we like got deep, but we were also not deep. I mean, the whole wiener sandwich.
True. I think we toggled between things pretty seamlessly.
Yeah,
I'll give you that. And we weren't afraid of answering any of the questions.
Right.
Yeah. Some of them were light. Some of them were more profound.
So well done,
good.
listeners.
Yes.
And well done, Danny and Katie.
Yes. And if we didn't answer your question on Ask Us Anything Part 1, we're going to answer it today.
Yeah. And I don't know. I haven't even looked at them.
Ooh. Okay, great.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh, and if you're watching on YouTube or on a social clip, hold on, I'm going to move my mic for a second to show you the really awesome merch that we have for you. It is we'll both show you. It is Generation In Between shirts available on our website, generationinbetween.com. So here they are.
So here they are. Oh, that was funny. That was funny. So here they are. Push the mic away.
It's like, well,
and if you're listening,
sorry.
No, you probably follow us on socials, so
you can see them.
I'll make sure to include that clip.
Yeah.
Speaking of, our last episode that aired, everybody, was American Pie rewatch.
Mm-hmm.
I have gotten 3 messages in the past. What's today? Wednesday?
Yeah, Wednesday.
In the past 2 days, people saying, "Please tell Katie it's shit break."
Okay.
Not one person yet has said shit break.
Yeah, not to me at least.
Okay.
But if you're out there, you need to tell me because I'm getting ganged up on by all these correct people. How dare they?
People have giggled a lot about that.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah, it's so funny. And I watched it back and like I was when I was doing clips and I was crying. I was laughing so hard. Because the sheer surprise on your face when I say it, you're like, what?
What are you saying? I think I said, what are you saying?
And then I'm like, what do you mean? It's funny. If y'all missed that episode, go back and listen.
American Pie rewatch.
Yeah.
Yes. Make sure you watch that.
Also, it was just a fun
that was fun. That was a fun rewatch.
Okay, so here we go. I'm digging into the bag for whoops, look. Okay, here's a question. This is from I don't know their real name.
It's Paula.
Okay, her Insta is Big Green Pen.
Yes,
which is fun,
which is great because she's an editor.
Okay,
but she doesn't like to use a red. She uses a green pen.
Oh, that's cute.
Because red is like. Meh.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Okay, well, Paula. That's really fun.
Hey, Paula.
Hey, Paula. I keep using your green pens. She said, leg warmers. Best thing ever, or a scourge? Is that right?
Scourge.
I don't even know what that word is. Of course, she's a writer, and I'm like,
she is.
What is that?
She needs to green pen you.
Well, that would be a lot. What does that mean?
Scourge is like something irritating.
Okay,
like I think of like a scratch or a rash or something like that. So she's saying, are they? What was the first part?
Best thing ever.
Were leg warmers great? Are they great, or are they kind of like irritating that they're even like a thing or were a thing?
Well, I think it's interesting when something that was invented for like a legit function then just become for funsies.
Yeah.
Because I mean, for those of you who don't know, leg warmers do have a purpose in the dance world.
And ice skating too.
And do they use them for no, I'll come back to that.
Okay.
Anyway, they do have a purpose. I have no idea how they trickled into being worn with like jeans and like.
The only thing I can think is maybe the dance culture of the time.
Oh,
if
maybe
there were like
in the
actual
80s,
dancers
like
wearing
flash
them,
dance.
flash dance and all that, and the people were like, these are fun and these are bright, and or they can be anyway, a way to just kind of dress up your outfit. That's what I think happened.
Did you wear them?
No, I don't think so.
Well, I did. I remember wearing them actually when I took dance, like using them, like wearing them to class, which is hilarious. I lived in Louisiana. It wasn't cold, guys.
So you didn't really need the leg warmers?
I mean, no.
For that purpose anyway.
But my sister wore them. And so when I remember I would borrow hers on asking. I would just take them.
What color were they? Do you remember?
I don't remember. I'm Tara fixed me on this. I want to say she had some that were like striped, like neon, like different color neons.
Okay.
But I think either that was her or just
you just remember
an image
that
I remember from
somewhere.
80s.
Yeah. No, I never really wore them. I think
that was kind of before our teen. That was before our teen years. We were still pretty little
when that was huge. Yeah, I agree. What you were saying about how things are invented for a purpose. Another thing that comes to mind from our teenhoods is like the polar fleece vest.
Yeah, the polar fleece vest keeps coming back.
It keeps coming back, but it made me think of that. Like that is actually designed to be a layer of warmth if you need it. But instead, everyone in Louisiana and Florida and California and the summer in cold places were wearing polar fleece vests because it was fashion.
I mean,
so it happens a lot.
It does.
Yeah, but I would say I have no ill will towards leg warmers, to answer Paula's question. I think they're great. I have some here at the studio that we've used for different things, and I was a 80s aerobics instructor for Halloween a few years ago, and I wore them.
I have been an 80s aerobics instructor numerous times, but I become 80s aerobics instructor Barbie because I have this really fun blonde 80s wig.
That's fun.
So that's fun. Yeah, that character of mine, I'm like the Tracy Ullman show.
Yeah.
First emerged when I was teaching classes living in Virginia maybe, and I would dress up for Halloween classes when I would teach. And then I was like, oh, that's fun. I'm going to wear that again. So it's been worn twice here already.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I love it. So you're good with leg warmers?
Yeah, I think I love an accessory.
I agree. Yeah.
I mean, I'm okay with them. I don't think that they're the best thing ever, but I also don't find them, what is the word?
To be a scourge on society.
I don't think they're a scourge.
You did it.
Don't ask me to spell it. Because guys, if you don't know that word like me, it's spelled Scourge.
Scourge.
Yeah, but that's
a hard, that's
every time I look at that word, it just says Scrooge, even though that's wrong.
It's a Scrooge. Yeah, because like what would you'd have to flip a few
I know,
letters,
but
I get
brain
that.
did.
No, I totally get that. Leg warmers, best thing ever, or a Scrooge?
I mean,
that also could work.
I mean, who knows?
All right, awesome. Thank you, Paula.
All right, thanks, Paula. Keep using that big green pen. I love it. All right, next one is from, this is somebody you know. And I also only know their Insta handle.
This is Katie Wilson.
Okay. Well, don't tell her last name.
Okay. We'll edit that out. I'm sure there are a zillion.
Well, that's true. Wilsons that's a pretty common
Although,
name.
Based on what she asked, maybe we'll cut that out.
Nobody will know. Okay. This is going to be a serious one. Yikes. Okay. I was wondering when we were going to get to this. Her Insta handle is Kate Amadou.
Kate Amadou.
That's fun.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know the reason behind that?
I don't know that one.
Okay, I like it though. Anyway, her question, which is going to be a lot for Katie and I, is thoughts on 90s youth group culture, specifically purity culture and the Left Behind series.
Woo!
I
think we got to split this up.
Yeah. So let's start first. 90s youth group culture was a huge thing.
Huge.
Were you in a youth group in the 90s?
Yes.
So
absolutely.
Was I. So,
and youth group in case you're not familiar with like the term of it, or you're young and you've never been in these spaces, usually refers to a religious youth group, right? Like it's a group that meets for religious purposes, but you're not in Sunday school because you're like a little too old for that, but you're not adults yet. So it's kind of like the fun, hip stuff that you would do. So at least our youth group we'd have parties on a Friday night.
Yeah.
And we would sing karaoke, or we'd all go bowling, but it always had or we'd have like a special worship service, but it was like just the teens. So it would be more of the modern music or something like that. Just kind of a way for like-minded teens. And these still exist. I know a lot of kids in our area that are involved in these, but that's what a religious youth group is.
And we'll specifically talk about Christian youth
right,
group culture.
Because I have no experience in any others.
Right. So that's what our views are going to be on. Okay. Yeah, I was in youth group. Funny thing is, my dad was actually one of like the adult leaders that helped with the youth group at our church. And he did a lot of that with my sister. He died before I got into the mix of things. But when I was old enough, like the year after he died, I was old enough to start going, because it was like middle school when you could go. So that was like a whole weird thing for me, because everybody there knew my dad in a way I didn't. And so like I just hadn't had the chance to know him yet.
Right.
So that was always like kind of a weird thing. But I mean, I had a fairly positive experience.
Yeah, I did
with
too.
it. I made good friends. Every summer, our youth group would go on like mission trips somewhere in the United States. We would not leave the country. I know some youth groups do that. I remember one summer, which this would never happen now with laws. I panicked to even say we did this, because we were counselors at a camp for special needs kids.
Your youth group was?
Yes.
Okay.
We had no training in anything.
Right.
Now, we did have adults with us that were trained in things, but there were a lot of kids.
So you were more like helpers.
Yeah, but I think about it now, like we were, in charge of these kids. Some people had to help with their like bathing and and we were kids ourselves. Like that, this was the 90s, guys. It was like 95. This would never happen nowadays.
No, never.
But I was like thinking to myself, oh my gosh, like literally these children's parents like dropped their kids off and trusted us. And honestly, it was probably one of the most memorable trips for me, because it made me really like not be selfish, because teenagers are very selfish. They just are by nature. But like you can't be selfish when you're literally taking care of somebody else for 5 days.
Particularly someone who needs more help, or maybe isn't as independent as
and their
as
needs
others.
were all over the place. I mean, there were some kids there who were hearing impaired, but there were some who were completely wheelchair bound, some who are nonverbal. So it ran the gamut of how much assistance was needed for certain things. But anyway, and then one summer we went and helped a couple owned like a ranch, and they would do, I forget what it's called, but it's where they use horses for like therapy.
I think it's just called equine therapy.
Something
like that. Yeah.
And we helped them renovate their ranch.
Oh, that sounds kind of
like
fun.
We tore down sheetrock, we painted walls, like it was just like manual labor, that kind of. So we did. Those are just two examples. So I felt like those were really positive things
that you did. Absolutely. Yeah.
But
we traveled with my youth group as well. I went to the Dominican Republic, and same kind of thing. There was like a group home for children there who were either foster children or orphaned, who lived there. So our group, I guess, went down to help basically just do some repairs on it. But same thing, kind of got to know the kids and do some activities with the kids. I got really sick.
I remember you saying that.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So I was actually really bummed when I got home, because I felt like I had been so excited for months to like hang out with the kids and actually make a difference. But instead I was just in like the only air conditioned room, because I was so sick, available for like the whole of the trip, not even feeling better on the flight home. And I came home. I just remember, I don't know if you ever did this, but when I didn't feel good, I would lay in my parents' bed.
Oh, yeah.
Even as a teenager. Like, so I remember coming home and being in like my parents' bed for like days.
Oh.
They would kick me out at night and like change the sheets. But like during the day, I was really sick. So I remember before I got sick though, it was really fun and exciting to plan for it, and just being somewhere new was really, really cool. It was kind of scary for my parents though, because like at some point they called them somehow just to let them know how sick I was, because they didn't think I was. They thought they were gonna have to like come down to stay with me, but they managed to like get me back on a flight, but I was really sick.
That sucks.
But same kind of thing. We would do a lot of community driven stuff, just to benefit the community, which I think is really a positive of youth group and church culture in general, back then and now. That it was kind of a no strings attached was a lot of the stuff we would do. We would hand out like donuts to people, or we'd go sing at the nursing home or whatever. And so I think that part was really good.
Yeah, I will say on the flip side, I think serving communities is a good thing if I will put some stipulations. If you are asking the community, how can we help you?
I agree with
because the problem you see sometimes with groups of any kind that go into quote unquote help is they help in the way they think they should. And I've actually heard interviews like on NPR and such, things like that, of communities being like, and I think the one I heard was an interview like in Mexico, and they were like, yeah, this church groups comes in and repaints our walls. We don't need that. Like, that's not, we need to figure out like something else. Like, nobody asked us, and then they leave. They come, they drain our resources for 5 days, and then they leave.
Yeah.
And so I think if you're asking communities, how can we help you? What do you need? Like, I've seen groups in areas like schools are like, we have kids who need school supplies, and they do the backpack thing. I think they do that here, don't they?
They do, yeah.
So like those kind of things. I've seen people go like to elderly people's homes and give rides. Like they offer rides to doctor's offices and stuff like that who don't have family nearby and they can't drive. Those kind of things I think is important. And I feel like that happens a little more now, where people are trying to, okay, how do you need help? I can think of several projects that we did when I'm not going to throw anybody on blast, but that were just what we thought was helpful, and it wasn't.
I get that. It becomes more performative than that. Like look at us and the walls we painted. Now, we didn't really have social media back then, but if you put it in modern times, it would be like, look at all these beautiful walls we painted or whatever. But meanwhile, they really didn't help. And they, like you said, they drained resources. I mean, I've gotten to that point on a personal level, just even with my own family. When I've told you this before, when I go visit my mom, when she was first diagnosed with Alzheimer's, I would show up and I'd be like, okay, here's what we're doing. We're going to clean this closet, and we're going to organize clothes, and we're going to get the vitamins all where they need to be. And I brought you a bunch of vitamins, and and then I stopped, because I realized it's the people living the day in and the day out that know what's working. They got it figured out. They don't need me coming in being like, hey, if you organize the junk drawer, everything will be way better. Like, they don't need that. So a couple weeks before I go now, I will say, like, to my dad, to my mom's caregivers, what can I do when I'm there that will help you?
Right.
And it can be anything from like, help her, she needs to buy some more clothes, can you take her and do it? Because like it's hard for me to go in the fitting room with her, or maybe you can just like eyeball stuff and know it'll fit her, when I don't really, I've never dressed her before. I don't dress myself like that way. So or there's an appointment I've been putting off because I haven't had time. Can you make the appointment and then take her when you're here? And that to me is more helpful, obviously.
Yes.
Even if you have great intentions for the other stuff, that to actually have someone say to you, and even here at my studio, I really appreciate like the parents who will say, I've got some time this week. What do you need?
Yeah.
As opposed to like, hey, I'm going to do this, and this. And a lot of times, and I mean, I will just say, well, we don't really need that.
Right.
Or I'll be like, oh, okay, good idea. But for someone to just say, what do you need me to do? I mean, to be like, can you go pick this thing up? Hey, we're looking for some things at the thrift store. Do you have time to go look? And it's super helpful. So obviously, like, that's on a personal level, not on a youth group,
but
wider
it's the same
society.
Concept.
But it's the same concept.
Yeah, same concept.
And I think growing up in that kind of youth group culture, I've had to undo that. I have great ideas that I shall now put upon you. Even if they have great intentions, which I think they did, it's taken me a long time to undo that and be like, no. People don't need me just to bust through and bring all my ideas. People have their own ideas and things they need that I need to ask about. That's my responsibility. Yeah. And I think some of that is my personality. And I'm firstborn, only girl in my family. So there's that. But also, I think some of it does stem from that youth group culture. Sure.
Yeah. I mean, because let's be real, a lot of American Christian churches have that white savior complex. So,
I mean, yeah. So, you can translate that to non-religious ways.
Right.
The savior complex in general, that it's, when I think about like allyship with other groups too, whether that's people of color or LGBTQ people, again, just being like, well, I'm going to stand up on social and say whatever I want to say is not bad, and it's well intended, but like, how can you really help? Right. Well, you need to go to those people and ask.
Correct. And intentions really don't matter if your impact is bad. So
correct.
I learned that a hard way.
Not making an impact. Like, I can say I'm an ally all I want on social, but like, what did I really do?
Correct. And I think too, you should never, I think I've said this before, you should never identify yourself as an ally. Let somebody else identify you as that.
I agree with that.
Because you don't get to just say, like, you know what I mean?
I know.
It's weird. Anyway, okay, so
the other side. Ooh, next part.
Let's talk about purity culture. Because for those of you that did not grow up in the mid to late 90s, may not understand the chokehold this had on so many teenagers who were in a Christian sphere.
Correct. So purity culture in a nutshell is essentially saving yourself sexually or intimately for marriage. And not only that, like, of course, if that's a personal decision you make, obviously there's nothing wrong with that. But the culture surrounding it is that you're making a big demonstration of that.
And let's not forget that a lot of the pressure is put on females, because
absolutely
you are not supposed to be tempting the opposite sex with your womanly body in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
I remember when I went on a youth trip, and we were not allowed to wear like 2-piece bathing suits.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
Yikes.
And if we had one with us, they made us wear a t-shirt into the pool.
Right. Which
that all goes into purity culture.
It does. And still some of that exists outside the church. I mean, it extends way beyond that. And I think the biggest issue with that, again, like what I said, if that's something you really believe in your heart is something you want, or you're not ready to have sex or be intimate for any reason whatsoever, that is totally fine and okay. And particularly when you're still growing up, that totally makes sense. But I think it was used, and still is, as a form of control.
Oh yeah, and make you feel ashamed
that if you step outside of it a little, then suddenly you're not valued, you're not worthy, and that is such a small component. I shouldn't say a small component, because our sexuality and our intimacy and our intimate relationships are a big part of our lives, but a single act is such a small component of a whole life, and to make that about, like, now it's your whole identity, I think is the controlling portion, which, took me a really long time to be able to shed.
I'm still working through crap. I'm almost 45.
Yeah.
Literally. Because the thing that's interesting is the purity culture did not leave once you were an adult.
Right.
Because then what was interesting is they tell you, don't think about sex. Like, seriously, don't think about it. If it's in a, what were the words they used to use for it? Not an untrue thought. What is it?
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
If it was like not a,
virtuous thought
to put it out of your brain, right?
Whatever it is, and
whatever
sex
it
was
is
included in that.
So like, don't think about it. Like, don't put yourself in a position. But then all of a sudden, when you're married, let it out.
Yeah.
Hello? You just told me to keep all this shit dormant and ignore it. And now it's okay? Like,
right.
And the thing that's crazy is the amount of shame that is forced upon you as a teen. And well, I'll just speak from where I was, from a like evangelical Christian point of view, is ridiculous. I mean, shame drives shame and guilt. Like, that's just, your body's a temple, don't defile it. And, that analogy that everybody who grew up in this time heard was, whoever you give yourself to, you're giving a gift away, right? I'm not saying it correctly. I've worked hard to undo that lie.
I know what you're getting
but then
at,
it's like everybody you have been with, you're because everything's about marriage, right? Like everything's about marriage. That then you're like tainting yourself.
Yeah.
Before it's like, it's crazy, because instead of being realistic and saying, yeah, hey, you're going to have some sexual desires, that's completely normal. Because then you're also thinking, am I something wrong with me?
Am I evil?
Because I'm thinking about this all the time. You're a teenager. Like, hormones are crazy. And then you do all these youth group things where you're together with other people you're attracted to. And listen, stuff happened.
Absolutely.
But then you feel guilty and you feel shameful. And it's like this whole awful spiral.
That can sometimes, and I saw this happen, drive people even further down that path than they would have otherwise. Meaning, like, if you feel ashamed, you're a young woman in your youth group, and people find out about something like that, whether it was with someone in the youth group or not, then you're less likely to go to youth group because you feel the shame, or you're more likely to be like, well, I guess this is who I am, and sort of feel, because you're a teenager, that you have to fit this stereotype now, instead of just being like, yeah, this is my body and I'm a sexual being at its core, and there's nothing wrong with me for feeling like this. And I would rather have a realistic conversation with someone to keep myself safe. And wait to have a baby till I'm ready, or whatever that might be. But instead I have to keep it all inside, because then everything crumbles of this like facade that I'm supposed to have. And also, I just think it's kind of gross that people are all up in teenagers like virginity conversations.
Yeah.
Like, that's gross.
I mean, it's a very personal thing.
Very.
And I just...
It's different if you're a parent or an older sibling. Yeah. Well, but like a whole church being like, hey, you 16-year-olds, we want to make sure you're not having sex. Like, what? Like, come on.
Well, and do you remember the purity rings? Do those still exist? They probably
I'm sure they do.
I will stop our conversation for 1 second just to let everyone know, if you don't know this already, Katie and I are not part of any kind of organized religion anymore. So we are speaking as
outsiders at this point,
who are outsiders that used to not be. We have left the church. So I don't want you to think we're throwing shade on you if this is your belief system. That is your business.
Absolutely.
We are just giving our opinion. So I'm just...
And how it affected us.
Correct.
Then and now.
Correct. Because I think everybody who's been listening for a while knows...
I agree.
We are not part of that anymore. But I just wanted to clarify. I feel like we need to do a whole episode. Don't you know a sex therapist?
Yeah.
Okay. We need to get her on here.
Okay.
And talk about Xennials and purity culture and how it's still affecting us now.
Okay.
I think that would be
I think she'd be down. Yeah.
I think that would be interesting, because I feel like so many of us who left the church or just had an evolving faith to a different kind of following, have had to, specifically females, and specifically people way more so in the LGBTQ world, that decided to stay in Christianity, because I can't even imagine how that felt.
Right.
I can't speak on that, but I know I can't speak on this because I have several friends who actually got shipped to Christian conversion camps. Mm-hmm. Ding, ding. Guess what? They didn't work because you can't anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, we need to get her on here. I think that'd be a good episode.
Yeah,
because I think it would speak to a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I tell you, and then, like I said, the purity culture with the purity ring, so you would wear like this ring on your wedding finger, right?
I believe so, yeah.
As a promise to yourself and your parents and your future spouse. That's what it was. Mm-hmm. That you would remain pure. That doesn't mean just not having intercourse. That means
intimacy past a certain level.
Yeah. Oh my God. Do you remember the guy who wrote a book about it? He was like this teenage guy. His name was Matthew something or other. And he was like a teenager who wrote a whole book about it. And then he has henceforth left all of that. He wrote like a whole book about purity culture.
So it was like for purity culture.
Yes.
And then he turned his back on it later.
Yeah. It was like how.
No, I don't remember that.
You shouldn't even hold hands and like all this stuff.
Goodness.
Yeah. And then, he came out later and was like this.
Well, because he wrote it as a teenager.
I don't remember.
Or a young
I've got to look it up. If people who know who I'm talking about will know, I'll look it up later. But yeah, it's interesting.
Wow.
Because listen, if you're alive, you still have time to change your mind.
100%.
I have been 70,000 people since I have been born.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, this purity culture, I feel like we're staying on this long time, so we're going to move on. But
yeah,
the purity culture stayed with me so hard. I even had a hard time when I was a young mom because that's when I got back into church. And I got back into, when I was growing up, I was in a Methodist church. But when I was like a young mom, I got back into church in like a non-denominational realm. Mm-hmm. And I would go to like Bible studies and stuff. Again, I had very positive experiences for the most part. But what was being taught to me was to be submissive and to basically ignore my needs and what's going on in my body and put my husband's before mine, which is very dangerous.
Yeah.
Very, very dangerous and miserable.
Yeah.
And miserable, because this is what happens when you're a young mom who's exhausted and you have a husband who's gone all the time. That is the last thing on your mind, right? Mm-hmm. For most of us, not everyone. And you feel like something's wrong with you, number one, right? And your body's going through the things. If you've never given birth, it goes through a lot. Mm-hmm. And it takes a while. Actually, it never goes all the way back to normal. Mm-mm. But what I was being told was, it doesn't matter if you want to do it or not. You need to do it for your husband, so he doesn't have an affair.
Yikes.
Yeah. Right. And so even if you're miserable, and who wants to have sex with somebody who doesn't want to have sex? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Nobody. Well, healthy people.
But I know what you mean.
Healthy people.
I know what you mean. And
mentally healthy people do not want to have sex with somebody who is not a willing partner.
Well, and then the flip side of that is, if that's what the women are hearing, then are the men also hearing that on their end? And now suddenly they have an excuse for something like an affair. Or when really, again, it's a very private thing. It's a conversation between partners.
Yeah.
If a spouse is upset about the level of intimacy that is happening, or the frequency, then that's a discussion. And you do owe it to them to have that discussion.
100%.
You don't owe it to them to
just
have to do it or whatever, but you do owe that discussion because that's a commitment you made. But that's not something that the ladies at Bible study can dictate.
Right?
Yeah.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah. I don't love that.
I wish I could think of the name of the book that I remember this. And of course, like, I am not naturally I don't naturally succumb to authority. Mm-hmm.
Oh, you don't say.
So it was really hard for me. Mm-hmm. And I remember thinking, I am awful. Like, my faith sucks because I can't do X, Y, Z, like, I'm being told to do this. So I guess I'm a bad,
right.
Like, so again, shame.
Yep.
was like is such a driving force in so much of this.
Making you feel bad for something that was just perfectly normal for you and millions of other women.
Maybe it's not. Maybe there's something wrong in your body, or maybe there's something wrong in your relationship.
Right.
Maybe, who knows? But if you're ignoring that, you're ignoring what's really going on.
Exactly.
Right?
Like it doesn't fix it by doing the thing you don't want to do.
And maybe you're just fucking exhausted.
Also.
But again, you're ignoring what your body is telling you, or your relationship's telling you, like, red flag. If you don't want to be intimate with your partner, something's up.
Yes.
Something's going on.
And it could be very surface level.
Oh, of course.
I literally am exhausted. I have not healed from having a child. Or it could be
I have purity culture I need to undo from the 90s.
It could be this is all the way back to 1995, my friends.
Literally, though.
I mean, and we'll move on after this, but like, I've even just the last few years had quite a journey in my own kind of like self awareness and like some of the guided things I'm doing, therapy and things like that, on how much resentment I had and I didn't realize I had for objectification.
Oh, yeah.
And girl. And not even like necessarily my husband right now, but like in general. And that really my whole life, anything intimate I felt was for the benefit of someone else and for the benefit of that objectification. Ugh. And I didn't even know that was a thing. But when I was having so much resentment about it, it kind of bubbled over. And it did relate back to like the purity culture and do for your partner what they want to keep them happy, instead of like, I want to do this thing for me. And so that's been quite a journey to be 43 now, or, you know, going through it late 30s, early 40s, to be like, you know, because it's not necessarily like that resentment I feel isn't necessarily directed toward my current partner, my husband, but they feel the effects of that.
Right.
And so it's like, well, no, this is stuff I have to undo from way before.
Yeah.
And like, you're just here for the journey, I guess. Because,
sorry about you.
Yeah, sorry about you. But to be able to identify that and be like, wow, I never realized that. That's what I've been doing.
It's so deep ingrained. Yeah. Oh, and also, guess what the driving force is behind all this?
Please tell me.
Patriarchy. Oh,
I knew it.
Not that it doesn't mean men aren't hurt by it, because they are.
They are.
But women are hurt more. So.
Look, men can be hurt by patriarchy.
Oh, yeah.
On all levels.
100%. But women are hurt more. So
right. Fair enough. The other part was that Left Behind series.
Shit, I forgot.
I'm trying to remember. Is this?
I read them.
All right. So remind me, because I think I read them too. I think I know what they're about, but quick reminder. What are they?
So the Left Behind series is a whole series about the rapture.
Yes.
And what happens to the people after.
So after, biblically, in the Bible, Jesus is supposed to come back to take his followers with him. That's called the rapture, right? So after he's done that, this book series is about the people that he did not come to get.
Who are left behind.
Okay. That's what I thought.
Yeah. And then it's like, and it goes through basically like, you know, everything that in Revelations that says it's going to happen in the end of days, right? They're terrible written. But I swear to God, everybody in the Christian world at that time was reading these bitches. And I read them. Yeah, my mom had them. Well, we were big readers too. So like, of course. And but it was terrifying. And I think that was the point.
Yes.
That's what I think.
Yes. It's like, for lack of a better term, it's almost like fan fiction. Like you take Revelation, which is an established book,
and it's crazy,
and it's like so outlandish, which again, none of us knows what the end of days will look like, so who knows? But obviously no one has proof that this is what's going to happen, and so it's sort of fan fiction. You sort of spin off of that.
That's so true,
right?
Fan fiction, I love it.
And say, well, the original material's like this, but I'm going to reimagine it like this,
right?
And I think on a surface level, that's a very interesting thing to do, especially just like something that a huge group of people, Christians and even non-Christians, if they've read Revelation or know about it, can kind of be like, I wonder, imagining what that might be like. I mean, apocalyptic fiction is a thing. It's very popular, and that's what that is.
Yeah.
It's a post whatever this world is, the next version of this world, like what that would be. So I get it, but I mean,
I mean, it was basically to scare you because you don't want to be one left behind.
Right.
You want to be snatched up in the rapture.
In the rapture.
And there's been other fictional works about this.
That one was just really popular. And it was a whole series.
And I think there were some movies made with Kirk Cameron, of course.
Oh my goodness.
He's like the Kirk Cameron became like a huge Christian actor in some really bad movies that I used to watch, guys. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness.
It's okay.
Feels like the Twilight Zone. Like it really does. It feels like the Twilight Zone, remembering. And I used to force Troy to watch them all with me. By the way, he did not go on the journey with me. I mean, he would begrudgingly go with me to church and such and hear me tell him that he needed to get baptized and all the ludicrous things.
Would he just be like, no?
Yeah.
Good for him, though. To be like, no, that's you, not me.
Yep. Which I respect now, but I did not in the moment.
Your path, and then he had his own.
Oh, but girl, I had people praying for him. He was on so many prayer lists.
I bet he really
for my wayward husband.
I bet he really appreciates that.
I respect it so much now that he like just tried to let me like
be like, you go on.
But I feel I did not respect it then, and I feel so bad about it now. So bad. Oh my gosh. Can y'all believe this man is still married to me? I do not know. All right. Told you we're just monogamous people.
Troy,
he's like, I'm tired. I can't handle this.
Troy's like what Katie said. I can't do another you at any point in my life. So we're just going to stick with this
he's
you.
Like, and now we can how long are we going to be in this phase? Like this era?
Right. I'm just going to wait this one out. It will pass.
All right. Let's move on because that was a lot.
Woo, that was a lot.
Okay.
Let's go.
This is okay. This is from Melinda.
All right. Melinda.
My sister-in-law.
Sister-in-law.
Okay. Favorite book, TV show, movie, and song from childhood.
Oh my God.
Now, this is a lot to think of while we're recording. Like, I think we have to so we'll just chat through it.
Or ones that we liked. I think maybe not favorite.
We've talked a lot about a lot of this anyway.
Yeah.
So it'll be repeat conversation.
I mean, can I say kaleidoscope? I'm just
kidding. My God.
I'm just kidding.
No.
Okay. So let's start with book. I really liked the Anne of Green Gables books.
Of course you did.
We've talked about this before when we did our favorite books episode. I just loved that world. I wanted to be her. I can
totally see that.
Anne of Green Gables for sure. I think is mine.
Well, I told you when we did our books episode a long time ago, one of my favorite books as a kid was The Giving Tree. And now I have feelings about it.
Yeah.
Like
give until you die.
Yes.
And no one will give anything
cares
back.
What the tree needs. See,
right.
I have problems with it. But I did love Shel Silverstein. I don't remember if I talked about this book before, but there was a book called From the Mixed Up Files of Miss Basil E. Frankweiler. Have you ever read that book?
No.
Okay. Well, you don't have to make a face.
That was a mouthful.
It's a classic.
Oh.
It is. It's about these kids that go, they live in New York and they go to a museum and they run away to the museum and they like live in the museum at night.
That's fun.
It's I loved it. And I was so excited for my kids to read it and neither one of them liked it.
Oh.
They're like, what? I love that book. I used to reread books. Did you reread?
Oh yeah.
That was one I reread constantly. It was so good. I think I talked about it before, but that was one of my and it was like a short.
It
was
I think I would like that one.
Yeah, and it's not long. It's like a Judy Blume length.
Okay.
I can't remember the author now, but anyway, it's a good one. It'd be a fun one to listen to, I think, as well.
Yeah, maybe I'll do that.
Yeah. Okay, so that was books.
TV show is next.
Gosh, I have so many. It's like I have so many books and TV shows.
Well, that's good. Number one TV show for me was Full House. I loved Full House. When Fuller House came out, I loved it.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was such crap.
It was very cringy, but I guess I just
because I was OG series was too
connected to those characters. I was like imagining what Stephanie is now, or like what their kids look like, or I don't know. I really liked it. I loved Full House. That was probably my favorite. And then I guess as I got a little older, maybe I liked Friends. Obviously, Dawson's Creek. I like Dawson's Creek. I don't know. Those are my main
cartoon mentioned.
Nary a cartoon. Nary.
Because I think about shows I liked when I was a kid. Oh, I thought of one. I loved all the Jim Henson ones. Fraggle Rock.
I liked Fraggle Rock as well.
Did you ever watch The Storyteller?
No.
It was a Jim Henson show. This old man would sit by a fire with his Muppet dog.
See, that's ringing a bell.
And he would tell stories. Did. I think it came on at night. It came on HBO.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, I forgot about that. Somebody mentioned it to me a while ago. Then another thing I heard on a podcast the other day, I completely left my brain, but I loved it. Shelley Duvall had a show, and it was like, I can't remember the name of it, but it was like Shelley Duvall's Fairy Tale Theater or something.
Okay.
And they would like retell fairy tale. It is so trippy. Please look it up.
Okay.
It's almost trippy to the point of a little terrifying.
Oh my gosh.
Like the costumes, but she went all out. Cause she's weird and she's great. Oh my God. I used to love watching that. I want to say it came on like PBS, but that could be totally wrong. But y'all know I loved Saturday morning cartoons.
You did.
I loved them all. So I can't pick one favorite because I loved Garfield. I loved Care Bears. I loved Gummy Bears. See, I could go on and on. I'll stop there.
Those are some good ones, though.
Because we talked about this a lot.
Yeah, we have.
The TV shows and cartoons.
It's good to review. Else she said? Good to encapsulate. Was it movie?
Movie and song.
Oh, gosh. Okay. I liked Homeward Bound. The pet movie. That was like my favorite, although it would make me cry. I did like Disney movies.
Yeah.
Which are animated.
Yeah, same.
Beauty and the Beast, number one.
Yeah.
But I also liked all of the Renaissance stuff.
Yeah,
Little Mermaid, Aladdin, Lion King, all of it. But Beauty and the Beast was definitely my favorite. And I still like that one best of like the live version, which I thought was quite good. And even the musical, which is very good. The animated movie for me, number one.
Mm-hmm. What about when you were like a teen?
I liked the Scream series.
Yeah.
That was like, I guess, later in my teens, but I really liked that. I'm trying to think if there was really anything before that.
Clueless.
Yeah, I loved Clueless.
I liked my teen years is when I
and Can't Hardly Wait. That's like my absolute favorite.
Oh yeah, that's such a good one.
That's my number one.
I loved all the John Hughes movies from the 80s, which is interesting because I saw them as a kid with my sister, which I should not have.
Oops.
But I loved them as a teen.
Mm-hmm.
So like
I never really liked them.
Oh, I loved them.
Like I had friends that would watch them, and I just maybe because I didn't watch them when I was smaller, I didn't love them. I like them now, but as a teenager, I just remember being like, these are old.
I mean, they're hella problematic. Let me just say,
That's not why I didn't like them.
Yeah, I know.
I think I was just like, these are old movies, and like
got it.
Everyone's like a teen, but not really, because like I'm a teen now. I don't know. I guess I was kind of snobby about them. Now I'm not. Now I think they're great.
Breakfast Club and St. Elmo's Fire were two that I watched.
I still haven't seen St. Elmo's Fire ever in my whole life.
So good.
So I'll have to watch
I used to watch those on repeat all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I also used to, I watched so many movies. I loved so many. I liked all the ones you said.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. And Forrest Gump, I used to love to watch Forrest Gump.
I like Forrest Gump.
And so funny. So Cooper's 13th birthday was last week. And we went to Universal as a family on Friday because we have our nice little military passes. So if anybody's listening that has anything to do with that, thank you for that deal. It is so nice. But where he wanted to eat lunch that day?
Where?
Bubba Gump.
Yes.
He was like, I want to go there so bad because he just watched the movie not too long ago. And we were like, okay.
Of all the places.
Of all the delicious places. But when you're a kid, like those theme places are
so
the
cute
best.
Though.
And we had the most amazing waitress I've had in years.
Really?
She was phenomenal. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Like, what did she do? That was so.
She was just okay. You know what I'm going to compare it to? Do you remember how this is going to make me sound hella old? When you used to go to restaurants.
Oh God.
And wait, like. You go to like a hometown restaurant and they're just so nice and they just chat with you and they seem genuinely happy to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even though they're not, but like, I don't know, maybe they are.
Maybe they are.
It genuinely seemed like she was having the best time working.
Okay. I love that.
Literally.
I love anyone in any job that acts like that for sure.
I gave her such a big tip because I was like it was so refreshing because I feel like customers, here I go again.
Oh God.
I feel like customer service nowadays is not the same.
Right.
But I think it's because so much is automated now.
Right.
And also nobody has to work that hard for a tip anymore because it's just like
it's just there.
Everybody gets a tip. Like you go to the bank and the teller has a tip jar. I'm like, what am I giving you a tip for? You make a good wage.
I give this bank a lot of my money already.
The whole reason tips exist is because you don't get paid enough in the service industry.
Right. And you can always tip beyond that. If you really loved your bank teller, you can certainly like give her money, him or her, or I know like Christmas bonuses were like a thing. Like if you have like a service industry person you don't normally tip, then maybe at Christmas time you do that. We try to do that and try to think of all the people. But yeah, well that makes me happy.
Yeah,
I loved waiting tables. I loved it. Even when I would get nasty people, because I just felt like I was getting paid to talk to people.
Yeah.
And sometimes they didn't want to talk to you, but that's okay. Because you would have 3 or 4 tables at a time. Somebody trying to talk to you. And every now and then you get someone creepy or really drunk. And that was not fun.
Right.
But like every job has moments. So generally I'd be like, wow, I'm showing up and I'm going to leave with cash in my pocket. And I'm going to get a paycheck in a couple weeks. And I'm literally just like talking to people.
Yeah.
And my favorite one was when I worked on the tourist strip down by Disney at an Outback, because there were so many different types of people that came in. Although I think there could be something, which probably with Bubba Gump is the same thing. Yeah. She probably never sees the same 2 people ever. So I think that to me, it was a lot lot of fun. Yeah. But I'm glad you had a good experience.
No,
Yay.
I mean, and they did like the birthday song and it was funny. Aww. Like they had a funny one.
Oh, good.
Anyway, it was cute. But okay, so and then song.
I don't know. I really liked Mariah Carey's Fantasy album.
I
sang everything. That was the one I would rollerblade to. So I would sing and rollerblade to everything on the Fantasy album. It was like years later when I heard on the radio Journey singing Open Arms. And I think I said, oh, that's a Mariah Carey song. And it was a friend or somebody was like, no, that's a Journey song that was on that Mariah Carey covered. And I was like, oh, whatever. Like I didn't know. I liked that one. I don't know. I liked Reba. I liked Reba. Yeah. I listened to a lot of 90s country, especially the pop stuff. Garth Brooks, Reba McEntire. I'm trying to think who else. I heard Leanne Rimes on the radio this morning when I was on Sirius when I was taking my daughter to camp. And I was like, oh, I'm going to use her as an example, because I always tell my voice students, if you're having trouble hitting a certain note on a vowel, you can cheat a little bit to a different vowel. And that song, How Do I Live Without You, when she sings it, Leave.
Yeah.
How do I live without you? She sings it like that.
Oh.
Yeah. Or I'm mishearing things like I did with Shipwreck.
No, you're probably right.
But I was like, I'm going to use her as an example, because I don't know why she can't say live on that note, but she just changes her vowel. Yeah, she was so young.
Her voice probably was still growing.
So probably all that stuff. And I loved, like, when I was like a teen, I listened to like Master P and all of them, and Bone Thugs Harmony.
He is from New Orleans.
Is he? Yes. I loved him and all his little, like the people under his label. I loved all of them.
So I used to listen to New Orleans rap.
Okay.
When I was in high school, because we had you have local music stations, and it was the best. Master P is from New Orleans, so we heard him before anybody else did.
That's pretty cool.
And my favorite thing though about a lot of those songs back then, they were like the I can't remember now what the term is, but where it's like I want to say call to action, but that is not correct. But it's like they tell you to do dances.
Yes.
Those were my favorite.
Those are fun.
Because like so many of them, of those local songs, like that street rap stuff, had dances. Every song had like dances that went with it. And so at our high school dances and stuff,
you just do them.
Yeah.
That's so fun.
But I was also big into like all the 90s alternative, like Pearl Jam was my number one. Stone Temple Pilots, Smashing Pumpkins. I talked about how I had a crush on Billy Corgan.
Yes.
I don't know what that
Billy
was
Corgan crush. Look out.
Oh, and Bush. I also had a crush on what's his name? Gavin
Rossdale. Yeah.
Man.
I don't blame you for that one.
I know.
Billy Corgan, I don't know. I don't think he's unattractive, but I wouldn't be like he's a heartthrob.
I don't know.
But Gavin Rossdale.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know. So all of that genre I really liked. And I'm always here for a boy band, guys.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I love the boy bands, and I didn't even say Britney because I guess
I know.
To me, it's super obvious. But if you've never listened to us before, I'm a Britney super fan.
Super fan. I mean, I listened to Britney too,
and she was like when I was an older teen. So I guess I was trying to think like elementary, middle school, and on up.
Yeah,
but I was probably a sophomore or junior when her stuff hit. But I loved her, and Christina Aguilera, loved her.
Yeah. I think it's unfair when people compare them.
Yeah, they're not the same.
It'd be like people comparing you and me. Hello?
Yeah.
I mean, not like I'm Britney. I'm just saying.
I know what you're saying,
but like their voices are totally different.
And yeah,
they're different completely. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't like that. I don't like it when they try to compare
but
things that are not
we got to pit women against each other.
I know.
All the time.
Well, the first the first tape I listened to on repeat was the Fiddler on the Roof soundtrack.
Look, I listened to a ton of soundtracks too. Not Fiddler on the Roof, but yes.
I've talked about that several times. Yes. Like I was 6 years old.
Oh.
Singing in my little Fisher Price radio, Sunrise, Sunset.
Oh, that's so cute though.
And Tradition. Tradition was my favorite.
Tradition's really good. Have you ever been in Fiddler on the Roof?
No.
You need to.
I've never gotten the chance. And you know who I wanted to be in that show was the matchmaker.
Oh,
I know. I forgot her name, but that's who I wanted to be in that show. But anyway,
amazing.
Okay, we answered all those, and I think
is there one more? Two more?
So. We have two more.
Two more.
3 more. We gotta hurry it up.
Let's move.
We spent way too long on fucking purity culture.
Well, you knew that was going to be a quagmire.
Oh, this is a fun one. This is from Stephanie.
Okay.
I don't really know what she means, so we're gonna figure this out. It says Beanie Babies, Cabbage Patch Kids, or Garbage Pail Kids.
I think it means like which do you like the best?
Oh, well, that's easy.
Mine's Cabbage Patch Kids.
Same.
Yeah.
Did you have Beanie Babies though?
I had some.
Remember when McDonald's had them?
The little ones.
Yeah, and it was like raging.
And just a couple years ago, they did it again.
They did?
Yeah, except I think it was instead of Beanie Babies, it's the Beanie Boos.
Oh my God, that's cute.
Yeah, and they had them because Tegan won. They're so cute.
That is adorable.
They're like the ones that have like got the giant eyes and then like the little bodies.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, my kids have a couple of them. They're really cute.
Do you know what we haven't talked about yet toy wise? That's going to have to come in an episode when we redo toys. Is Pound Puppies.
I know.
And Pound Purries.
I love them both.
You like the Pound Purries?
I did. I don't dislike cats. Like you dislike dogs.
I know. I feel like it's such like
dislike cats. I like cats a lot.
I have to admit, I am very like polarizing when it comes.
You're like, wait, you're a dog person. I mean, yes, but I also enjoy cats.
I know.
I like most animals.
I get it. My sister-in-law loves all animals, and then I have friends who have dogs and cat and like all the creatures. I guess I'm just such like I only like cats and things that remind me of cats.
Yes. Like lizards.
No.
I think your monogamy like extends to animals.
Well,
you're one type of animal only.
I do really enjoy me a monkey.
I like monkeys too. I mean, I would say enjoy monkeys, but I
think that is the most funnest thing to watch at the zoo.
Monkeys are fun.
Like any kind of monkey.
They're so ornery
the little baby ones, the little tiny ones.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. Those are the cutest thing I've ever seen. Plus they remind me so much of people because obviously.
Yeah.
But it's just so fun to watch their dynamics because there's always at least one that's like the asshole of the group.
Yeah.
And he'll like push people out the way or he'll smack people with his tail. It's just, I can sit there and watch monkeys all day.
Yeah. They're hilarious.
So if y'all ever see me at the zoo, find me by the monkeys.
Yeah, if you need to find her, that's where she is.
And my family always be like, can we move on? I'm like, I don't care about that giraffe over there. I'm going to stare at these monkeys.
It's like people watching, but it's monkey watching.
Yeah.
And it's even more interesting.
And at our zoo, they have those things where they can run and and like the passages over your head and stuff. And I've seen so many monkeys pee out of there. It is hilarious.
I love that.
Because they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're like, watch out, humans.
Somebody down there.
Oh my God, it's so funny.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Next one.
That
Second
was easy.
to last.
That was an easy one.
Yeah.
Yay. We like the fun, light ones.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is from Hannah, our buddy over in England.
Yay.
What's one thing you still do now that gives you away as a Xennial?
Oh, dang.
Fucking our whole life. Our whole life gives us
literally everything, but gosh, I don't even know. Probably just like some of the terminology.
I was just about to say.
Like saying like rewinding a show when you're literally like streaming something and like nothing is actually winding, or I don't know, just stuff like that. I'm trying to think, like calling someone on the phone. I don't know, just like saying different things.
I think it's like the slang terms that we use. Also, my roots give me away.
Also, my face.
also our entire being. Also, I think like the way we use technology.
Oh, using the computer to fill out forms instead of a phone.
Correct.
If it is a form, I will forward it to myself to do on my computer later. I don't even like to buy movie tickets from my phone.
I will do that.
So aggravating.
I will do that because I have like rewards at AMC.
Yeah.
That I can use in the app.
That's true. Well, and they want you to use the app.
I know.
But it's like, yeah.
But like concert tickets and show tickets, I have to on a computer because I cannot see the goddamn.
And then you have to like check the different boxes,
and I can't see it, and I have to like zoom in all crazy.
That's a big one.
That also gives us away. You see the font on my phone.
Yeah,
Kaden is relentless. Always like,
my font is huge as well.
Kaden is always like, "Geez, why is it so big?" But then Cooper one day, I hate it when they like read anything that I'm working on. Same. I don't like it when people hover and be nosy. I hate it. And something went off on my phone and I was responding to a text. It was probably from you. And Cooper was like reading it. And I was like, excuse me, you don't need to read. This is not for you. He goes, well, the font's so big. How am I supposed to look away?
It's like you see one word out of the corner of your eye. You see like your name, like Cooper. And you're like, wait, what's she typing over there?
He's like, how am I not supposed to look? The font is giant. He's not wrong.
Mine's big too. But it saves me time. Listen, and then I don't have to zoom in.
I can't do nothing about these eyes. They are what they is. It's just like they laugh at me when I can't hear stuff either. Like, and I'm like, what do you want me to do? Like, I can't hear you.
Hear better? I don't like, I know.
I would love that. Great.
Yeah. Oh, I get it. Anyway, okay, that was a good one. I'm sure there's a zillion more.
I guess pretty much everything gives
everything
us away.
About us, this backdrop, our shirts, this podcast, literally everything. Advice we give our children.
I don't care.
All the things. Okay.
We are what we are. What's that song?
I don't... Which song are you referencing?
You can't read my mind. How dare you? Where it goes, we are who we are. Is it a Rihanna song? We are who we are. Something like that.
Yeah, sort of.
All right, like that's probably really wrong.
We'll look it up.
Don't worry about it. Look it up. But that look, wow.
That was
feisty look. All right. Oh, you're gonna love this, and I already know your answer.
Oh God,
this is a great one to end on because it's funny.
Who's it from?
This is from Runs on Pizza. Who's that?
Samantha.
That's the one who saw me in the Kohl's.
Correct.
And she's like a hella good runner. Yeah,
she's an amazing
runner.
Yeah.
Jealous of that girl. All right. If you had to pick one 90s sitcom family to live with, who would it be and why?
Well, probably the Full House family because I wanted that room in the attic. The one that Uncle Jesse and Aunt Becky ended up living in with their twins.
Yeah.
I so wanted that, like as my own little apartment. Plus it was that cool row house in San Francisco. Plus, like I just wanted to be one of the Tanner girls.
Okay.
So that would be me.
Well, I was thinking whose room would I want the most? But I thought of Punky Brewster, but that's 80s. 90s. Oh, you know who I would want to be is Blossom.
Yeah, that's a good one.
She had such a fun room and she had a great best friend and her brother was adorable. I'm going to go with Blossom.
Yeah. I recently watched the opening song for the show. It like came up on my Instagram or something. So fun. Her in all those different costumes and like tap dancing on the piano.
Don't know about the future. That's anybody's guess.
That was so cute.
Ain't no good a reason for getting all depressed. All right, sorry. That was on our TV theme song trivia.
It was.
I was like, why do I know that song? Because I remember singing it.
Yeah, you sang it. And I don't think I got it. I think you gave me a hint and then I got it.
Well.
But then I just saw it the other day. So now
how could you not with that amazing
It wasn't your voice. I just didn't remember the theme song.
No, it's kind of a weird one.
It's kind of a weird one. It's not like an earworm like some of them are.
Speaking of 90s sitcoms, you know who passed away yesterday?
I saw Malcolm Jamal Warner and he drowned.
Oh.
Is what it said.
Heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Heartbreaking. So sad. And Ozzy Osbourne died yesterday too.
Yeah, I did see that.
So sad.
Ugh.
Very sad day.
Yeah, very. Yeah, a lot of people were commenting that I saw from Malcolm Jamal Warner that, you know, just in general, he just always seemed like such a grounded person to have been a TV star, or a child star rather. I don't know. I loved his character on the Cosby Show too, because I felt like they all had their moments, but he was like the realistic child that, like, if you're gonna have 5 or 6 kids or whatever, you're gonna have at least one that gives you a hard time, probably more. And so I always liked all the stuff with him.
Yeah. I saw, you know, our friend Chris, we had on to talk about movies. I saw he had a really good post yesterday about it, saying that because Chris is a Black man, which is going to matter in a second when I say what he posted. He said that Theo meant so much to people of his generation because it was the first time he saw like a reflection of himself that was accurate. You know, he's like, I wasn't like the star athlete. I was a C student, but I was like silly. And like that Theo was it for us. So this like hits really hard.
Yeah.
So thoughts are with all y'all. Thoughts are with you, Chris. Also, Chris, thank you for correcting Katie. He was the first one to correct you.
Tell Katie it is shit break. Now I have to, so we literally just rewatched it, but now I at least have to rewatch those scenes and hear it for what he's actually saying for the first time.
But I mean, hey, there might be people out there with you.
I'm going to turn on the captions too.
Okay.
And just see what the captions say. I'm sure that's what they say, but I will look.
Isn't that weird though? Because even though you had the captions on, you already in your head thought it said something.
Yep.
Isn't that like the Mandela effect or whatever? Where you think,
where you imagine something else
is true, but it's not really.
Like it's not true, but you believe it so much that you think it's true. I mean, I wasn't like ever deceiving myself about it. I really thought that's what it was. I think Mandela effect is more like, you know, something to be a lie, but then it's repeated so much, or you repeat it so much that you actually do believe it eventually.
This has come up as a conversation topic multiple times because Cooper watched a YouTube video on the Mandela effect. Is it
Mandela effect? Yeah.
And it was on in the living room, and I was like, oh, that's so interesting. And it was like giving all these popular examples. So then this has come up multiple times in conversation because the first one they talked about was the Monopoly guy. How everybody thinks he had a monocle. He does not have a monocle.
Right.
And I was like, I never thought he had that.
I did.
Did you?
He doesn't?
No.
Oh, wow.
The Planters Peanut guy has a monocle.
Aha.
But Monopoly guy.
Just normal face, no monocle.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But there were all of these interesting like ones that people thought, and like the Berenstein Bears is another one. How you spell the last name. Because it's with an A, and everybody thought it was with an E.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And you didn't know that either?
Mm-mm.
But I also knew that was incorrect because I used to read those books.
Right. Right.
And I always thought it was weird because you would say Berenstein, but it's Berenstein, I guess. So
weird.
All right.
Awesome. Okay. Well, thank you guys for those questions.
And if you hung in for this whole episode.
Woo!
Wow, what a roller coaster.
And if you had to listen in parts, we totally understand.
They were like fast forward purity culture.
Yeah, they're like, let's get to the movies and the TV shows and the leg warmers, please.
Hurry up.
Well, thank you guys so much for listening. We'll do another Ask Us questions.
Yes.
I don't know, 6 months, 8, 9 months from now to get some more questions from you guys, and make sure you're sharing us with your friends, and leave us a review wherever you listen, and make sure you tune into our Dawson's Creek rewatches.
Oh, yeah.
They kind of feel like this type of episode, you know, like usually we bring something research, something whatever, but these questions episodes, if you really like them, you'll like Dawson's Creek.
Yeah.
Because they're a lot more like detours, like what we remember from the time, or how we felt about things or feel about things now, or whatever that may be. So make sure you're listening to those too.
Yeah.
All right. And we will see you next time on Generation In Between.
Woo! Bye,
everybody. Bye, guys.